Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing okay. Let's get ready to get going. Really excited to be here tonight. Very tired, but excited to be here. Like the video, share the video, would you? And let's get ready to jump in here in a couple of minutes. Doc, why don't you have any music on? I don't, because I wanted to try to get closer to being on time tonight. Because I have a very early flight to catch, and I am not going to miss my flight. And neither am I probably going to get any sleep tonight. I think I'm just going to do the live, maybe lay down for an hour, work out, shower, hit the road. So I will sleep when I get to where I am going. And that's my little round of applause. So yeah, my energy is not low. I am just tired, but we're going to do this live tonight, and it's going to be great. Good evening. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, go ahead and start dropping in where you are tuned in from, city, state. If from America, if not from America, put the country. Do me a favor, list that in the chat area. That'll give me a second to get my notes kind of slid over. City, state, or country if you're not from America. And once you do that, then share the video. Would you do that for me? I would greatly appreciate it. And again, just excited that you have tuned in tonight for what I think is a very important conversation to have. A thing that's been showing up a lot in my work that I think is going to be helpful for many of you. And so I'm excited about it. And I think it's going to be helpful for many of you tonight. All right, where are you tuning from? Johannesburg, South Africa. Thank you so much. Chandler, Arizona. Atlanta, Georgia. Phoenix, Arizona. Conway, South Carolina. Indianapolis, Indiana. Detroit, thank you. Orlando Park. Baltimore County. Monroe, Louisiana. Thank you. Dallas, Fort Worth, currently in Lawton, Oklahoma, station at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. All right. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Richardson. Atlanta, Georgia, Saukville, Wisconsin. All right. Appreciate you. Indiana, Houston. Hey, Chef. Tempe, Arizona, Tampa, Florida, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Napa, California. Newport News, VA, Charlotte, Fayetteville, Alameda. Yes, getting some rest in about 10 hours, and I'm excited about it. Tucson, Arizona. Thank you so much. Lynchburg, appreciate you. New York, DC. New Orleans, good. Looking to add New Orleans. A stop in New Orleans in November. Spoiler alert. And got some awesome announcements to make tonight. And so I hope all of you that are from NOLA will come out and support that stop. I think it's going to be great. Aiken, South Carolina, Baltimore again, Cherry Point, North Carolina. All right. Thank you. Canada. Appreciate you. Montreal, to be specific. Yes, the soundboard is back. Good to see you. Toronto twice. Oh, Dallas. All right, Dallas. We're going to be in Dallas next after the stop after the next stop. Excited about that. Greensboro. Thank you. Atlanta. Yes, all is well. O'Neill. Always good to see you. Maysville, North Carolina, Ohio, Toledo. All right. Y'all like the video, share the video. If you've already put in where you're from, make sure you like the video and share the video. It's very important. It gets us in the algorithm so that we can get this content out to as many people as possible. This is a topic that a lot of people absolutely need to hear. Make no mistake about it. A lot of people need to hear this conversation tonight, and this is going to be a tough conversation. If you saw it in my stories, I told you to consider getting, and I hope it doesn't sound like I have a lisp tonight. I couldn't get my microphone to work. We it's gonna be noteworthy, but some of you are gonna feel like you're getting beat up tonight, and that's fine. Sometimes that's where growth lives. But I'm excited about tonight's topic because this should get us where we need to be. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get this. I'm gonna try this microphone one more time because I don't like to sound like I have a lisp. And I don't appreciate y'all not telling me that I do. So give me 1 second here. Let me just try something. And let's hope it works. And if it doesn't, we'll just go back to what it is. And y'all can laugh at me as you do. I attempted to try to lay down and get a little breather before coming on tonight. But my mind was just kind of racing. Really for tonight's live. So when I know I have to work, it's hard sometimes to sleep. So that's that. Let me see here. 1 second. Let's try this. Let's see what happens here. Please work microphone, please. Y'all give me 1 second. Hey, everybody's saying hello. Make sure you, if you haven't already, go ahead and type in your city, state, or country that you're tuned in from. And I would greatly appreciate that. Good, Boston. Thank you. This is going to be a really good topic. Let me try this. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. Not working. Okay. Oh, how's that? We should be back on now. Yeah, this thing is just not working. So I don't know what's going on. All right. Yeah, it's charged. It's fully charged. It's just for some reason it's not connected and or connecting. And I don't quite understand why. Um, but I'll figure it out at another time. Yeah, y'all. So it's good to be here. And again, appreciate all of your support and thankful for all of you. Do me a favor if you haven't already. Like the video, share the video. Let me first of all thank all of my subscribers from Patreon and YouTube or Instagram. Truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much for your support. Our community is really growing, and I am really grateful for all of you and really thankful for you. Also, if you have not already, I encourage you to subscribe. We are working through healing attachment styles. We've been doing it all summer. And every Monday this summer, and it's been great. We're on up to like part 5, and we're not going to be there this Monday. There will be no live Monday for subscribers. There will be no live next Thursday. I will be off next week. Ooh, that's cheerworthy. I, I will be off next week, and I'm excited about it. Um, I am going to sleep so much. I really don't know what I'm going to do with myself besides sleep. I'm not going to bother anybody, and I hope nobody bothers me. So, yeah. That said, subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love to have you be a part of that community that is really growing. Now, I've got a lot of announcements, but let's start with announcement number one. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I think around noon-ish tomorrow, book number 5 will launch. Don't make it happen, let it go. It is launching tomorrow. Pre-orders are taking place starting tomorrow. This book is was a lot of fun to write. I will tell you, this book was written before the 5 areas of healing, and I did not release it prior to the 5 areas of healing because this is one of those books that if you do not have a mental, emotional, and spiritual foundation, you are going to struggle with my explanation of letting go. Letting go is a spiritual principle. And I think I do a decent job of making that argument in the book. And so pre-sales will happen tomorrow. They'll start to ship out in about 3 or so weeks or so. Probably just in time, perhaps maybe for the Charlotte stop, August the 16th. But pre-sales for book number 5, Don't Make It Happen, Let It Go, launch tomorrow. So, Doc, what have you been doing? You're always tired because I always work. That's all I do is work. I have no life. I have a life, but you get my point. All right. And so I'm excited about that. And I hope you all will support it. The flyer will be released. It won't be no content, any content tomorrow. That will be the content. We'll release the flyer. And we will also release tomorrow, big news, ticket sales for the next tour stop in September, which will be in Dallas, Texas. September the 13th. The stars at night are big and bright. deep in the heart of Texas. All I'm asking Dallas to do is when I come to Dallas and when I get there, no, it's not off. I don't know why you all think it is. It's not off. It might not be that bright. All I'm asking Dallas to do is that when I say that and clap 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody screams out deep in the heart of Texas. That's all I want to hear one time. So I will be in Dallas September the 13th, and I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it, and can't wait to see you all there. Now, listen again. Um, Book number 5, some of you aren't going to be quite ready for it. You're going to read it and you're going to be scratching your head. You're probably going to need to go back to the 5 areas of healing before you try to jump over here into the big boy, big girl space, because you're not going to even get the concept of letting it go if you don't have a solid mental, emotional, or spiritual foundation. Right. So let me just put that out there now. But I do highly encourage you all to support that and share the flyer tomorrow when it releases, as well as support Dallas, which is going to be a really good time. September the 13th. I'm looking forward to it. Incredible, solid team that's forming in Dallas, which is crazy work. And it's going to be great. Also, I don't have a flyer yet. It is firm, though. I will be in LA, Los Angeles, October the 4th. I'll be in Los Angeles, October the 4th, and I am looking for a site coordinator to help manage that space, that stop. All right. So that's Los Angeles, LA, October the 4th. And all of you that are in California, West Coast, that have been asking me to come, here we come. And I would love to see you all there. But if any of you have a project management skill, solid marketing skill, and you're great with people, and as a bonus, you really love this work, shoot me a note at info@zebthethird.com and put in the subject line volunteer, the city that you're interested in, looking for volunteers in Dallas and LA, and a site coordinator in LA. If you want to do that, attach a resume as well, and somebody will reach out to you, and we'll try to make that happen as well. So we got a lot of great things moving, and it's great, and there's a lot going on. And worst case scenario, if I don't get a site coordinator in LA that I am comfortable with, I have a lot of great site coordinators in other cities, and we'll just assemble a team and go out to LA and do what we do. So that is that. And so if you're interested in volunteering, send an email to info@zebthethird.com. Put in the subject line the city that you're interested in, and then your name information in the email, and we'll get that in the appropriate space. All right. Now, let's get ready to get into this. I've got more things to talk about later, but we'll get into it in a second. Remember, here at Inspire Nation, our job is to fly high above birds. And so I don't want you guys engaging in the chat tonight with people flying on a level lower than you. To that end, I want to shout out all of our moderators on all of the networks who do a really good job of monitoring the chat area to ensure that we are not victims of ignorant comments in the chat. Our moderators do a really good job, and I'm very proud of them. So if by chance you happen to see a crazy comment in the chat area, don't respond. Don't go back and forth with people in the chat. All you got to do is drop an eagle symbol. You'll see somebody start to drop eagle symbols, and that eagle symbol will alert the moderators that we have a bird in the room, and our moderators do a great job of shooting the birds out of the air. All right. And so that's all you've got to do. We try to maintain a very professional environment here on Thursday's lives, aside from me doing the foolish things that I do. And so please keep the chat area as professional as possible. Keep this community very open to other perspectives, and we really would appreciate it. Remember, everybody's on a healing journey, And not everybody's at the same place. And that's okay. Because those of us that are healed or healing, you aren't always in this place. So be mindful of the other people in the area. And let's just make sure that we are present. All right. Looking forward to it. Let me shout out. It seems like I know we were here since I was in Chicago. I think I talked about Chicago last time. Chicago was a great city. Shout out to Chicago and the team there. Great talk and conversation there in Chicago, and really excited about yeah, get me two of them, two big ones, uh, a man and a woman. Yeah. Chicago was a really great stop, and really appreciate the team there. Finally, if I say something that makes sense, I want to encourage you to support the show. This is probably going to be one you're going to want to listen to again. Support the show. You may see people drop salad icons in the chat. That is them supporting the show. If you are watching on YouTube, you may already see people like the great Naomi. Thank you so much. Who has already supported the show. Thank you. Has already supported the show, and you may see them do that because your support goes towards buying me a salad, or really just supporting the network and the things that we do here. So I want to thank you in advance for supporting the show. And of course, if you support the show, and you support it well, we will leave it up so that you can catch the replay. If not, we will post it for subscribers only. And why is this important? Because I don't want y'all to be freeloaders. Oh my God. I said what I said. In this age of everybody trying to skip the line and just try to get stuff for free, I don't want y'all to be freeloaders. I don't. I have a line of just under 100 people just waiting to get on my calendar. So y'all not going to be fully freeloaders tonight. Support the show. And the extent to which you support the show will determine whether or not we leave the live up. And certainly we hope that you will do that. Why does my hat feel so crooked? I don't know, but I'm going to be in the pool with this hat right here. So y'all may not see this hat that much anymore because a little bit of water might get on it. But that's okay. I got other hats. All right. So that's that. Now, support the show. I would highly, highly, highly appreciate it. Let's get into it. Grab your journals. Get something to write with. I want you to put the topic in the chat area. Is it love or trauma? Would you type that in the chat? Is it love or trauma? With a question mark. Is it love, comma, or trauma? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I'm going to get into a variety of things tonight as we talk and as we teach. And one of the things that I'm really going to get into is talking a little bit about the very obvious thing to me in this space, and that is people don't know the difference. Some of you think you're in love and you're not. And some of you are struggling. Yes, I do need another hat. Lovely Leo. Absolutely. You know what to do. Thank you in advance. Some of you think it's love and it's really not. And I'm just gonna help some of you that are on the fence tonight, staying in situations too long, struggling from getting away from situations and over situations too long in the name of love. You ain't in love. It's trauma. Oh my God. In fact, some of you tonight need to just go to your partner and say, I don't love you, I trauma you. Oh my God. Baby, I trauma you. She gonna be like, what? He gonna be like, what? I just realized I trauma you. No, seriously. Because a lot of this stuff that you call in love really ain't love. It's trauma. We might touch on limerence a little bit, but it's going to be more trauma tonight. And limerence can be the output of trauma, unhealed trauma, when we attempt to connect with someone else. So that's very possible. But we're going to get into this tonight. And I want to start here. Note number one. You ready? One surefire sign that something is wrong with whatever connection you have with anybody. All right. So this is concerning any connection you have. Specifically, romantic connections is what I want to deal with tonight. Specifically. This can also relate to friendships, obviously, family member connections, sure. But I want to specifically deal with romantic connections tonight. Because some of you have been in 10, 15, 20, 30-year relationships, and you think it is love because it's just of the time. But watch this. One surefire sign that something is wrong is if what you're in makes you feel bound. Let me put this simple. Does this connection make me feel bound? I need everybody to type that question in the chat area, put it in your journals quickly. Does this connection make me feel bound? Bound how, Doc? In any way. Well, Doc, you're not going to give us more than that? What does bound mean? I'm glad you asked. Custom definition. You ready? I'm going to make this real simple, and then I'm going to take this and just peel the onion back. I'm going to take this, make this simple, and peel the onion back. Let me give you a simple definition. You ready? Bound. When you are unable to function as the best version of you. If you are in a connection where you are unable to function as the best version of you, you are probably bound. And if you are bound, it's automatically trauma. Uh-oh. Doc, you mean to tell me that if I'm not the best version of myself with the person I'm with, then it really ain't love? No, it's not. Because if it ain't bringing the best out of you, it's probably making you bound. And if it's making you bound, it can't be love. Let's just cut to the chase. I ain't wasting time. I don't even know if I'm going to be on a full 2 hours tonight. I'm going to try. I probably am. It's 9:39 already. Does this connection I'm in make me feel bound? If the answer is yes, stop saying you in love. You're not. You're not in love. You're in trauma. Because anything that has you bound is going to have you incapable of functioning as the best version of yourself. And if you cannot function as the best version of yourself, then what you're connected to is not going to bring the best out of you. Let's go visual here. If you've known anybody that's been locked up, if any of you have been locked up and they put things around your wrist and your legs, your ankles, thank you so much, Emmy Pulley, for your support. They put cuffs around your wrists and your ankles. What does that do? It limits your ability to function normally. Watch this. I need you to stay with this analogy. This ain't going to take long tonight. And I'm going to get into some ways you can know it's love or if it's trauma. I'm going to help you tonight. When you've got cuffs around your wrist, and you've got cuffs and shackles around your ankle, can you still function? Yes. Can you function as the best version of you? Absolutely not. And some of you aren't in relationships where people have put handcuffs around your wrist, unless y'all were doing some freaky stuff. That's fine. Your bedroom got nothing to do with that. Some of you are walking around with proverbial cuffs around your wrist, and you're showing up as only part of who you really are. And here's the crazy part about being bound. I want you to remember this. There's several crazy things I want you to remember about being bound. Number one, anything that is restricted against its will never function as well as it can. Anything that is restricted against its will will never function as well as it can. Never. So the same way an inmate with cuffs around their wrist or cuffs around their ankle cannot function as the most optimal version of themselves, it's the same way you won't be able to function as the most optimal version of yourself in your relationships if you're bound. If you're unable to function as the best version of yourself. Yeah, that's some things you can do. You can still write in cuffs. You got to use the other hand to be right there with you, and you got to write like this. You can still write. You can still walk in cuffs. You're not going to go as fast as you normally do. Cuffs around your ankles will slow you down. Some of y'all are missing this already. So how can I be in love when the person I'm next to is not allowing me to function normally, but they're actually slowing me down? Doc, you're telling me that if I'm connected to somebody and I can't move as fast as I normally do, that it's probably not love? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Oh my God. That's exactly what I'm telling you. And I'm going to take it a step further. That when you are connected to the right person, there will not be any restrictions on you. There is a difference between restriction and respect. Let's just stay with the analogy. It's the second thing I want you to remember about being bound. There's a difference between restriction and respect. You ready? I want you to think ankle monitor. I don't know why Doc's on the criminal tip tonight. Think ankle monitor. Now, if a person, I've had clients that have been in ankle monitors, a lot of times when people are in ankle monitors, they don't necessarily have those things out for the world to see. Those ankle monitors might be under clothing, under socks, things like that. Those ankle monitors allow people who have to wear them to be tracked down, but it does not restrict your movement. You can go where you need to go. It ain't a shackle. A shackle restricts you. An ankle monitor ensures that you respect the confounds or the boundaries that have been assigned to you for whatever crime that's caused you to be in that monitor. Which means you can be with a person and connected to a person in love and show them respect without feeling restricted. Some of you are calling restriction respect. When restriction, if a person you're with has you feeling bound and cuffed down and you can barely function, that ain't respect. That's restriction. You're bound. You're on your way to being dysfunctional. Is this making sense? So this doesn't mean we end up in respectless relationships, respectless connections. Some of y'all not going to like what I'm about to say, but if you're going to claim to be in love with somebody, you got to have some rules with that love. Uh-oh. I don't need no rules with my love. I can't be in nothing that's gonna give me rules. If my love gotta have rules, then I'm just gonna be by myself. Then be by yourself. Why you think these apps, the T app and the T-Born app, all these apps are popular now? Because folks hate rules. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Why do you think the gym is empty right now? It was packed on January the 1st, wasn't it? People hate rules. People hate things that encourage discipline.
I don't need no rules. That I don't need I, that I don't need no rules. I that I don't need no rules. That you can't tell me what if I'm gonna be with a man that gotta tell me what to do. I'm not gonna be with him. Then Boquisha, stay by yourself. Y'all, and I'm sleepy. This is gonna get bad. Now I said rules, not restriction, because some of y'all. Well, I'm the man. I'm a leader. I'm a leader, and she got to do what I tell her to do, Doc. And if she can't do what I tell her to do, then I don't want her to be. She my woman. I'm the leader. Some of y'all treating your partners like more like slaves than you are partners. They feel more like they got shackles on their feet than they have respect for your connection. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Tyrone. Oh no. Tyrone. Tyrone and Stephanie. How about that? I think I'm gonna do a contest to name these rascals. I got a whole table full, but I think I'm gonna call these Tyrone and Stephanie because this is how some of y'all look with your foolishness when you come up with this foolish stuff, calling it love. Doc is crazy. Hey, it's not my fault. One of you sent me a table. I have like about 15 muffin, 15 of them. I'm gonna do a naming contest and get them mounted on my wall. Is what you in making you feel restriction or respect? Here's a third thing I want you to remember about being bound. Y'all ready? A, th- a third thing that I want you to remember about being bound. Some of y'all are so. And I say this. Some of y'all, yeah, Keisha. I like Keisha, babe. Keisha and Tyrone. Thank you, Dom. I'm gonna give you that. Keisha and Tyrone. Some of y'all are so uptight. Doc, I don't understand why you have to use a dog. Some of y'all, I know why some of y'all single. And I never met you a day in my life. But some of y'all are so stiff that a board would want to get a break. As stressful as my work can be sometimes, having to listen to people's problems every day, over and over and over again, and especially people that are not self-aware that don't want to make changes, Doc gonna take 10, 15, 20 minutes every now and then. He's gonna have fun. You don't like it, log off. Oh my God, Doc, this is so Doc, why are you? Because it's normally y'all. Oh my God, Doc, why are you just complaining about why are you just using dolls and just being so non-serious? This is just so really yeah. And that's why some of y'all single. That's why Keisha's single. Somebody said log off. Nah, I'm just getting started. Here's a third thing I want you to remember about being bound. You ready? The crazy part about being bound, watch this. I want you to put this in your notes. You know it. Oh, Keith Sweat is definitely coming with this doll. Y'all already know it. You know it. And we see it too. You know what's so crazy about being bound, and some of y'all think you're in love, is that you're really in chains and you think you're in love, but you can clearly tell that you're not the best version of yourself. But what's so crazy is we can all see it too. Ain't it funny that when you see a person in cuffs or shackles around their ankles, it ain't something they can hide? They know they're in it. You know they're in it too. Which means when you bound in a situation and you stay there, what makes it so crazy is that you know it, we know it, but you try to act like it ain't going on. And this is why accountability partners matter. And let me tell you something. Some of you would have long been out of your dysfunctional, broken relationships if you would have had the right people around you. Oh my God. Some of y'all still calling trauma love because you got silly people around you. If you had the right people around you, you'd be like, hey, Doc, look. Do you not recognize what's around your ankle? Do you not recognize that this relationship ain't letting you move it as freely as you normally are? That this relationship is not allowing you to be the best version of yourself as you've always been? That this connection that you're in isn't causing you to be as mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stable as you've been? Lord knows, some of you, that this relationship is draining you physically and financially. You ain't never been sick until you were with them. You have never had problems with your kidneys and your heart and your liver until you were with them. Oh my God. In other words, you know something ain't right, and we can all see it too. This is why I had to tell several couples this week. This is why I don't care how long you've been married. Uh-oh. Oh my God. I don't care how long you've been married. Yes, Doc believes in marriage. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Okay? Hear me out. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but I don't care how long you've been married. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you've been married for 30 years and you ain't been like yourself for the last 25 of those 30 years, you really been married 5 years. Can y'all do the math? If you've been married 30 years and have not been yourself the last 25 years, you really only been married 5 years. And that's where some of you are. You think longevity means health. It don't. Longevity don't mean health. Longevity just means you're delaying the trauma. You're just prolonging the trauma. That's all. Y'all supporting this show? Y'all ain't supporting. Let me check. I'm going to gladly give this to the subscribers. This will be a great gift to them since I won't be able to teach Monday because I'll be out. No live next Thursday, no live Monday. I've already said that. Yeah, support the show. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate you. Terry, LaShawn, KP. Is this making sense? Crazy part about being bound is that you know it and we see it too. So then what makes people stay in relationships that are really trauma, that's really more trauma than it is love, but they know it and we see it? You ready? It's the name of the tour. Fourth thing I want you to remember about being bound. Anybody that stays in a situation where they're bound is functioning in poor self-awareness. Let me help you in plain English. I don't care how long you've been with Tyrone, Keisha, Susan, or Mike. I don't care. If you are in a situation that you know is causing you not to function the way you normally do, that's creating more restrictions than it is respect, you know you're bound, and we see it too. You have made a choice to be bound. And let me say this out loud, and y'all not gonna like me. I don't feel sorry for anybody who makes a choice to be bound. Uh-oh. Oh my God. I don't. Hey, Ed, I don't feel sorry for anybody who makes a choice to be bound. Because some of you, if I'm being honest with you, some of you are not bound because you had to be. Some of you are bound because you chose to be. And you're still choosing it every day. And what causes some of us, Mo, to choose to be bound? I'll give you a lot of things that cause you to choose to be bound. Y'all want to hear the usual culprits? You want to hear some of the usual culprits that cause people to choose to be bound? Let's start with the first one, kids. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Oh, y'all will stay bound over some kids. I can't get out of this because my kids, yeah, if I leave, what are my kids gonna do? My kids gonna have a single mother, kids gonna have a single father. I'm gonna be a single father. What am I gonna do? You're gonna raise your kid, you're gonna heal, and you're gonna raise your kid, and you're gonna show your kid what it means to be healthy mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's what you're gonna do. But no, y'all stay bound in the name of kids. Meanwhile, your kids, which are small right now, think it's great because you've been lying, he been lying, or you been lying, she been lying. Y'all been acting like you like each other. The kids don't know no different because they're babies. But then when they get older and they start to sense that mommy and daddy never talk, mommy and daddy never kiss, mommy and daddy never have affection. When mommy and daddy talk, it's always screaming. It's poor communication. They don't get along well. Then all of a sudden they're going to pick up on that and notice that maybe mommy and daddy don't like each other. And then your behavior is going to start to impact the way they engage in relationships. And then they're going to grow older with the wounds that you gave them. And then they will resent you because you stayed. Let me give some of you some advice that are dealing with this right now and kids are involved. And I want you to put this in your journal if I'm talking to you. If you have kids involved, and one of the reasons why you are choosing to be bound is because of your kids, I want you to put this in the journal, and I want everybody on this live to put it in the chat, and I need you to support the show when I say it, because what I'm about to say to you is going to free about 60 of you. You ready? If you are choosing to be bound in the name of kids, I need you to let your kids cry now so they can be free later. Let your kids cry now so they can be free later. That's a bar. I ought to see a lot of churches with a bunch of R's and a whole bunch of salads. And some of y'all right now can't even fathom over your mind how my kids are going to be fine, because kids are something that adults stop being. They're resilient. And while you sitting up here crying over them, they're going to be broken when they get old. Them kids will recover from that situation no different than they recover when they fall off a bike and they get up and start riding again. Best advice I can give you that I've given to nearly 1,200 clients now in 47 countries around the world. Let your kids cry now so they can be free later. And there's a bonus to that. Not only will they be free later, then they won't resent you later either. They might not understand now. They might be a little mad right now. They might be a little frustrated right now. You will live through that. You heal and give them and be the example, and watch what will happen. When they see the healed version of you, that is healthy mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're raising them well. You're showing them the right example. When they move beyond that pain, then you're going to start to get a better version of them. So there's a whole lot of reasons why people choose to be bound. Kids is one of them. You want another reason? Money. Money is another reason why some of you are choosing to be bound. Because for some reason, you thought that they stopped making money when you got with your partner. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll never be able to make this much money or have a home without my partner. And let me make this very clear. I'm not encouraging y'all. I love, and I love seeing people figure this out, but I am anti-dysfunction. I don't care who you are. I don't care what background you come from. Go ahead and hit me with the God hates divorce line if you want to. I'll tell you what he hates. He hates when you use that line when he never put you together in the first place. Oh my God. He hates when you lose the line and he never put you with your mate. He had nothing to do with that. What he hates is to be drugged into stuff he had nothing to do with. So he had nothing to do with it. And then you want him to turn around and bless what he had nothing to do with. And here you are 30 years later. The last 25 years have been miserable. And here you are talking about well, I got to be here because God hates divorce. Y'all been cutting and cussing and fighting from day one. The only time y'all got along was when your bodies were talking. And you telling me God got something to do with this? Oh, by the way, those of you that are religious, me and you didn't even pray about it anyway. You got a ring cried, and then the drama started. Oh my God. So I don't hear. I don't care about that. We choose to be bound because of things like kids, money. A big one is fear. I want you to put that in your journal as well. Fear is another big one. Some of you think that you'll never experience happiness. For some of you that want somebody else or just got to be with somebody else, you'll think you'll never find nobody else. Some of you are fearful of being alone. I did a really good video today. It was a very underrated video where I had to let a lady understand that if you don't like yourself as is, don't expect nobody else to buy you. Oh my God. Because some of you think people are going to complete you, and you're going to find out real fast that if you're one of those people that you think a relationship is going to complete you and make you better, don't date a secure person. It ain't going to last, and you're going to be mad when he or she leaves. I, as a secure man, don't want the responsibility of having to complete you. And if you want to give me the responsibility of making you feel complete, I am not interested at all. Oh my God. I'm not interested in completing you. I'm not interested in being the part of your life that makes you feel like you're somebody. No, I need you to be somebody before you get me. I need you to feel like you are somebody before you get me. Yeah, it was an underrated. Today might have been one of the best videos I did in the last month. Today's video. Because some of you are single because you are not sellable as is. And let me tell you something. When you are sellable as is and you don't need nobody else to complete you, you're good. And then when somebody comes to purchase you, they got to pay the price. If nobody purchases you, your value just goes up, as you said. Is this making sense at all to anybody? I hope it is. So people choose to be bound for things like kids and money and fear. Another one is family. And this is a big one too. You know why? Because some of you allow your family members to keep you bound. Meanwhile, you are allowing family members who are dysfunctional themselves to keep you in dysfunction. Ain't nothing like a family member passing to you their dysfunction. I had a client tell me one time who, and I shared her story already. So for those of you, oh my God, this guy telling story. Yeah, you always tell when new people are in the chat. I had a client, I've already shared her story before. I had a client tell me one time that she was experiencing some physical and mental abuse by her husband, and her mother told her to stay there because that's what happens in marriages. Marriages have ups and downs. So she asked her mom and said, "What do you mean they have ups and downs? Does the ups and downs mean, does that include that it's supposed to mean me getting hit and being verbally and physically abused?" And the mama looked at her and said, "Well, I can't tell you exactly what it's going to include, but it's going to have ups and downs. You're going to have high highs and low lows. That's pretty normal." Her mama told her that. I'm not making this stuff up. Her mama told her that. And you mean to tell me that some of y'all not staying in some of these dysfunctional situations because of family? I know you are. I ain't got no problem with nobody listening to advice and listen to me. Doc recognizes he's not the only wise person in the world. You can get advice, good advice in other places, but let me tell you something. You better be very, 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 very careful of where you are receiving advice and how you are taking that advice and applying it to your life. Because everything you see on this raggedy internet, everybody you talk to at your dysfunctional family reunions, if you're not careful, those conversations will cause you to choose to be bound for much longer than you have to be. Now, I ain't got a lot of friends, contrary to popular belief, by choice. I'm different. I'm an ambivert. I'm a natural introvert, and I work a lot, and I take care of my kids. And the people that are friends with me are very understanding. Doc can't hang out all the time. Doc can't text all day. Doc don't have time. Look, Doc don't have time to be on his phone texting you all day. If we put Doc in the group message, he might be the last one to respond. If he responds at all, it might take him a couple of days. Those are the kind of friends I got. And I talked about this a little bit last week. This is why you got to have equally yoked friends too, not just equally yoked partners. Because if you have equally yoked friends, then you can ground those relationships in love and not trauma too. A lot of people attach into you as friends because they have traumatic experiences with past friendships and they want you to solve their problems. My job is not to solve your past problems with friendships. Oh my God. And in my boat, I'm very firm with that. Yes, one of the benefits to being friends with Doc is you get a chance to be friends with somebody who can help you solve some problems. Right? So I'm a great friend to have to talk, but I also have boundaries with that. I'll tell a friend in a minute, "Hey, I'm off the clock." Oh my God. Doc, you don't really say that. Yes, I do. And the friends that I do have are great friends. What's the point that I'm making? When you have the right friends and the right family members around you, you're going to have people that you can listen to, that you can trust, that you can gain from, that will set boundaries and expectations for you and how you show up and don't show up around them. Or else you would become a trauma bound friend or trauma attached friend. And that person you're connected to will use you as a means of trying to heal their past traumas as it relates to past friendships they've had. And friendships are no different than relationships. You need to show up as healed as possible, especially if you're going to be connected to a friend who is secure. Now, if you're going to connect with a friend that's anxious, avoidant, it might work. But a secure one, you cannot text me 50 times a day and think I'm going to have time to just be doing this all day. I'm not. I can't wait to get to this beach and not look at emails for about 9 days. To post on social media if I want to look at YouTube and funny videos and Dave Chappelle all day, by the pool if I want to, and not feel bad if I'm getting texted and I don't respond. Oh my God. So some of us are bound because of kids, money, fear, family. And frankly, all this is caused is a trauma bond. Let me speak this. Let me talk about this really quickly. And then I'm going to get to a couple of ways you can know whether or not this is love or trauma. It's that simple. But let me talk quickly about trauma bonding. Really fast. What happens when we are trauma bonded with someone? First of all, hold on. Y'all supporting the show? Support the show. Make sure you support the show. Let's talk about trauma bonding 101. Trauma bonding occurs when two people unite in a state of brokenness. Record it. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow and all week next week, because I won't be here next Thursday on the live. I won't be live Monday. I ain't going to see y'all again for another 2 weeks. Trauma bonding is when two people unite in a state of brokenness. That's all it is. I'm going to make this. I've taught trauma bonding before. This is why I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this. But I wanted to mention and throw some things out about this, because we can't talk about whether or not this is love or trauma without talking about trauma bonding. I've taught on trauma bonding, but the easiest way to understand trauma bonding is when two people come together and they unite in brokenness. It is their brokenness. Record this. It is, and this is important, put this in all caps. It is their brokenness that unites, attracts, and attaches them. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. You've never heard trauma bonding taught like this. When two people unite in a state of brokenness, it is their brokenness that unites, attracts. Let me reverse that order. That attracts, unites, and attaches them. Yes, you can feel the broken energy of somebody else. This is about to get brutal. This is where the tissues are probably needed. Oh my God. You can feel the broken energy of somebody else. The answer is yes. And one of the crazy things about broken energy is that when two people come together and both of them have come from broken situations and they have not healed, that broken energy will cause them to connect together like two magnets. So here you are sitting at the bar, having dinner. You sad because you just went through a breakup. You 2 weeks post breakup. You don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. You're sitting there having dinner at the bar. And sitting there by yourself, and then somebody else walks in the bar and they're a couple seats down, and they're sad too. They just lost their mom. They're processing. They are trying to process The person that's sitting a couple seats down is trying to process how they're going to get, beyond losing their mom. Here you are, couple seats down, you just lost Bay. 2 weeks post losing Bay. Next thing you know, y'all then struck up a conversation. Wow, we have a lot in common. We really click. This is magic. Well, we got a problem. We have a problem because what has caused you both to be attracted and feel united is nothing more than brokenness. That's it. And I'm telling you, if brokenness can attract you, brokenness can eventually have you bound. I don't want to go much deeper than this because I'm going to start to get into how we know it's love or trauma. And I'm going to give you several things that I want you to think about. And I'm going to expand on that point that I just made in just a second. But I want you to remember this, and that's salad worthy. A trauma bond is when two people unite in a state of brokenness, and their brokenness causes them to be attracted, united, and attached. Very good, Doc. Doc. Really good comment from Doc Dean. Wow, Doc, I had a similar situation about 2 years ago. A woman shot G. Yeah, listen. You gotta be careful. Same-sex friends too, friendships. Everything ain't always romantic. You done lost your BFF. You meet somebody else that just lost their job. And y'all decide to be friends, and what unites you? What unites you is pain. What unites you is betrayal. You lost a friend, they lost a job. You both feel betrayed, and that betrayal unites you. It attracts you together, then unites you, and then after it unites you causes you to feel attached. Wow, and then you start thinking things like, this must be destiny. I've had people in bad trauma bonds that said things like, it felt like fate when I met them. This felt like fate. Like, who knew? Go back to my early example about sitting at the bar. Who knew I was going to walk at the bar? I just lost my mom, and I met somebody who had just came out of a divorce. And we clicked like this, and I was like, oh, and y'all even put God in it. Oh my God. Oh my God. This has to be fate. This has to be the Lord. It was your brokenness that attracted you. It was your brokenness. Yeah, y'all. I like that. I like that, Caitlin. You even call it things like, you call it God, you call it fate. Let me tell you, it's several things you call it, because Caitlin added a really good one too. You call it things like God, you call it fate. The big one, y'all, you call it chemistry. Fate, chemistry. Oh my God, Doc, we just had so much chemistry. We just had so much chemistry when we met. Oh my God, we just clicked. I never clicked with nobody like this. And then some of you are bold enough to say, I never clicked with somebody like this so fast. It ain't nothing wrong with clicking with somebody fast when you healed. You know why? Because when you're healed and you click with somebody and it doesn't work, then you are more positioned to be vulnerable. What does vulnerability mean? I'm glad you asked. Vulnerability means your ability to recover is more than your fear of being let down. So this is why I tell healed, secure people, you can click as fast as you want to. You have my permission as a healed man to meet somebody today, start liking them real heavy in a week, tell them you love them, 2 weeks later. And if you want to get married, get engaged 30, 60 days later if you want to. Knock yourself out. You know why? Because healed men and women that are secure can take risk that broken people can't. And if you broken, you can't take no risk. Oh my God. When broken people take risks, that is the epitome of dysfunction. Y'all not supporting this show, and I'm giving y'all nuggets, and I'm tired. When two broken people take risks, vulnerability don't kick in. Dysfunction does. And let me tell you something. When you heal, this is going to be a litmus test for you. Because I've seen situations, this is so good to me. I've seen situations where a healed, secure person has tried to engage a person who thought they were healed, but were probably more broken and dysfunctional than what they thought. And so you took a risk with them, and then that risk as a secure person backfires on you. Why? Because you looked up and noticed that you were the only one that could recover when it didn't work. This, man, this is going over y'all's heads. You were the only one that could recover when it didn't work. But you've taken the risk now. You put yourself out there and you're able to bounce back, but they reeling. And their reeling has become your problem. Their reeling has become your issue. Their reeling has become your situation. But the real problem is you as a secure, healed man or woman, or one striving to be there, you took a risk on somebody that was broken. And let me tell you something. There ain't nothing more risky than to be connected to somebody who's broken who think they healed. Man, I'm about to log off. I'm about to log off. You want to talk about risk? Take your secure, healed self on your healing journey and go out here and try to be vulnerable with somebody who think they healed. And when they not healed and it's revealed, you're going to have a fight on your hand. And this is why I say, secure people, you can choose down, but broken people, you can't. And secure people, when you choose down, please know you are doing it at your own risk. And you better really make sure you're secure. You better really make sure that your attachment style is solid, that your ability to be vulnerable is lock, key, and step. Because if not, when that person reacts to y'all not working out, friendship or romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. When that person reacts to y'all not working out and they demonstrate that they don't have the vulnerability you thought they did, if you don't have vulnerability, then guess what? You will become what they are. You will be as dysfunctional, as broken as they are, which means what? You went down to get them, but they pulled you down to where they are. You went down to get them, but they pulled you down to where they are. And this is why if you secure, you better make sure you are. Because if not, and you go down to get them, and you ain't what you think you are, and they ain't what they thought they were, they're going to pull you down to where they are. How can two people walk together except they be on the same page? This is where many of you are. So some of you call it God, you call it fate, you call it chemistry. You call it heavy attraction. You call it universe, Mother Earth. You call it a lot of stuff. Allah, Buddha. You call it a lot of stuff. But I'm trying to tell you right now, you better be very careful with that. So how do we know if it's love or trauma? Let me give you a couple of ways to know. And then I'm done. Is this helping anybody y'all support? It's helping? Is this helpful? If it is, do me a favor, like the video. We've got about, between the 4 networks, we've got about right under 600 people watching. Like the video. I need you to like it and hit the share button. Would you do that for me? If you're not going to support, you should like the video and share the video. Come on, hit the like button quickly. As I said at the beginning of the screen, the talk, before I keep going, don't forget, tickets for Charlotte, August the 16th, are still on sale. And that is the next tour talk. And I'm excited about Charlotte. And so if you have not supported that tour, make sure you do that. Tiffany Watson and the crew are doing a wonderful job of getting Charlotte ready. I'm so excited about the work that they're doing and just really grateful to them. Strong team in Charlotte. Don't forget tomorrow, Let It Go. Don't Make It Happen, Let It Go. My 5th hard copy book is being released tomorrow for pre-orders. It'll probably launch around 11 or 12 Eastern time tomorrow. So grab one of those pre-order copies if you want to get an earlier copy of it. I think this book is going to help a lot of people on their healing journey. One of the things next to being healed that people struggle with is the ability to let go. And I'm going to make this as plain. I repeat letting go so many times in this book, you're going to feel like throwing up. Repetition is the mother of skill. So I want you to get that, and you'll see that there. Also, and then Dallas, September the 13th. I am coming to Dallas. The tour is going to take Dallas, September the 13th. Awesome team that's being built in Dallas. And I'm excited about that and looking forward to being there. And I can't wait to, I'm telling y'all, if you're coming to Dallas, you gotta make sure you get this right, because I'm gonna walk in the room and I'm gonna say, the stars at night are big and bright. And then everybody in the room say, deep in the heart of Texas. And then we're going to all bust out laughing. And then I'm going to get serious. All right. So that's coming out. Those tickets are going to be released tomorrow. So you can start purchasing VIP and general admission tickets tomorrow for Dallas. And we will have a release coming up in the next week and a half. It is firm. It was firm today for LA. I will be in LA October the 4th. And I'm really excited about being in LA October the 4th. And so if you're in California or anywhere on the West Coast, I want to see you there. Have a lot of support from California, and I want to see you guys there. All right. Let me get into some ways we can know if it's love or trauma. Let me give you a couple of ways, and then I'm done. You'll be able to order the tickets for Dallas on my website. Everything will be on my website and on the links in my bio, or the links in my bio, either one. You'll see it there. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you guys there. Dallas is going to be great. And I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Oh, also the 5 Areas of Healing book should be back in stock in August, the first week in August. They've been out of stock for some time. I think this is like the 4th time it's sold out. So they should be back in stock the first week in August, or by the first week in August. And so a lot going on, a lot moving. This is why Doc is always working, but it's all good. Okay. How do we know if it's love or trauma? Let me give you a couple ways you know. Number one way to know whether or not it's love or trauma is to think about who you're really in love with. I'm going to explain this. 1, who do you think you're in love with? When you answer the question, who do I think I'm in love with when it comes to this connection? That's going to help you determine whether or not this is love or trauma. What do I mean by that? I'll explain. Thank you so much, Cam, for your support. Appreciate that. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Danielle, thank you for your support as well. Thank y'all. Y'all really means a lot to me. I appreciate you. Of course, Naomi, I appreciate you as well, dear. So proud of you. Who who do you think you're in love with when it comes to the person that you're connected to? In other words, are you being honest about who they really are? And I'll give you a couple questions, sub questions you can ask. Are they even healed? Are they healed? That's one. Come on, y'all should be writing fast. Are they healed? Do they have self awareness? Let me tell you something. It ain't love if you connected to a person who can't own their flaws. I'm telling you right now, I don't care if it's your mama. If you are in a relationship with somebody who cannot admit their flaws, you are not in love. That is trauma bonding 101. How in the ham sandwich can you be in love with somebody who can't even be honest about their problems? How? 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 You're not. It's trauma. It's foolishness like history. Oh my God, I've been with them since high school. I've been with her since I grew up with her. Foolishness. You ain't in love with nobody who can't take accountability and responsibility. I said ham sandwich. I wanted to say something else, but y'all gonna judge me if I do. How in the ham sandwich can you be with somebody that ain't being honest with themselves? You can't. Or love somebody that ain't honest with themselves. You can't. You don't love them. It's trauma. Well, doc, they're really a giving person. I mean, they do support me. I hear that because tend to hear this more from women, if I'm being honest. I'm just gonna be sexist for a minute. It's typically you women that be in this space. Now, some of you men get blindsided too. Thank you, Miss Barber, for your support as always. Some of you men get blindsided too, and you get delusional. This is why I love working with men. I have a client right now that's a young man. He's gonna let me share some of his stories. He's doing really good, but he came to me a mess, and I had to remind him, bro, you need to heal so you can stop selling for manwiches in your life. Y'all know what a manwich is? Does anybody know what a manwich is? What's a manwich? Y'all ever heard of the sandwiches called manwiches? Well, they call them manwiches, but manwiches really are copying sloppy joes. I'm just giving y'all a revelation right now. And when I grew up, my dad used to make sloppy joes, but they made them out of real hamburger. Manwiches is the stuff that come in the powder, the kind of processed stuff. And some of y'all selling for manwiches and walking around thinking you got a sloppy joe. That's a manwich. A manwich ain't a sloppy joe. And anybody that tells you that a manwich and a sloppy joe is the same, it's probably the same person who settles for trauma and thinks it's love. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. 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 Anybody that thinks a manwich is a sloppy joe is the same person that's probably settling for trauma and calling it love. Yeah, and I don't eat neither one today. Thank you for your support, Balama. I can't eat neither one of them today. Does this make sense? So there's no confusion. I don't have to worry about confusing you for no sloppy joe. I don't like neither one of you. And there's a revelation in that too. And this is going to offend some of you. But when you heal, your appetite changes. I want you to put that in all caps. That ain't even in my notes. But this is a bonus. Y'all better be supporting this show. When you heal, your appetite changes. You know what that means? Somebody can show up in your life as a manwich, and there may have been a season of your life where you entertain manwiches because that's where you were. And then you grew up out of that season and graduated to Sloppy Joe's. So you had enough awareness to realize that the manwich was really a fake. The Sloppy Joe was a little bit better. But then you healed a little bit more and realized that neither one of them were the best for you. So now you eat filet and salmon. Now you eat filet and salmon. Healing will change your appetite. And I'm telling you, you're not healed if you have the same appetites today that you had yesterday. Doc, I'm healed. Well, look at the people you choose today. You sure about that? Because if healing changes your appetite, it should also change what you select. So how can you be healed today and you still choose losers? Uh-oh. Doc, I just have a type. No, Doc, I just have a type, Doc. You know, it's a certain way that I like them. They just have to be a certain way. They have to be a thug, Doc. Don't pick on me, Doc. There's just a certain way that I like them, that they just have to be. Not if you heal. If you healed, your appetite all change, which means your selection choices all change. I'm not eating no sandwiches and sloppy joes. I'm not eating no sandwiches and sloppy joes. And this is how I know some of you are not healed. Not because you claim to be, because people can get on social media and post pictures and videos and, oh my God, and working out. Oh, I'm so healed. I'm reading my journal. But look at your selections. You still eating sandwiches? Put in the chat this question. Are you still eating sandwiches? Do it. I'm trying to help y'all. Oh my God. You want to know if you healed? Question. Are you still eating sandwiches? I'm going to hey, Arkita, Brittany, I need you to go ahead and get the t-shirt ready. Are you still eating sandwiches? Because if you are, you ain't healed. Your choices ain't got better. With Doc, Doc, you know, Doc, just because I still choose sandwiches don't mean that I'm not doing better. Are you still choosing sandwiches? Sometimes. Then you're not healed. Oh my God! I had to entertain myself. Who are these two puppets? Tyrone and Keisha. Go get Rachel for me. Give me a Rachel. Go get Rachel for me. Because somebody gonna complain about that. Yeah, I'm gonna know you healed if you're making better decisions. And if you're not making better decisions, you ain't as healed as you think you are. Perfect. Well, Doc, that's not fair. How dare you, Doc? Only Tyrone and Keisha us. Meet Rachel. Rachel, do you still eat sandwiches? Sometimes. What about sloppy joes? I like sloppy joes. Sloppy joes tastes good with mustard. Are you healed, Rachel? I think I am. Not if you eat sloppy joes and sandwiches. Don't get the stroke face. I'm going to know you're healed by the choices you make. And if you're making dumb choices still, if you're making manwich and sloppy Joe choices, you are not as healed as you think you are. I'm telling you right now. This is making sense? No, baby. I'm not gonna pull anybody else out tonight. Thank you, honey bun. I appreciate you. It's crazy to me out here. So we have to pay attention to our condition. Record this. You have to pay attention to your condition when you meet people. I'm still giving you a couple of ways to know whether or not it's love or trauma. I'm just on number one. Who do you think you're in love with? Who do you think you're really connected with? Are they even healed? You got to pay attention to the condition of people when you meet them. You got to pay attention to your own condition. You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, before I call this 10-year relationship that I'm in, that I'm struggling to break free of, or this divorce that I'm going through that's playing over in my mind again because I was convinced I'm in love, before I go through all of that drama, ask yourself, when you got with them, when y'all got together, when were the earliest signs of manwiches? Who were you when you connected with them, and who were they when they connected with you? And you got to be honest about that. Because that's going to be a perfect place to start. Because if most of us were honest, most of these things that you're calling love started off as trauma too. The signs were there. You just like manwiches. Oh my God. All the signs were there. You just like manwiches. All the signs were there. You just like manwiches. Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing these on tour, but I'm gonna turn into a stand-up comedian, and I'm trying. I'm trying. My dream job, my dream situation, is to have Dave Chappelle open up for one of my tour talks. I'm gonna just tell you, and I'm gonna just need him to give me a couple pointers on some jokes because I like the way he tells stories with it, and I'm a storyteller, right? That's what I do, right? Take situations and create a story, or use a story, an analogy to create me. But I'm telling you, if I start bringing these Muppets on tour, it's gonna be comedy. So y'all, I'm gonna have y'all in there crying because I'm gonna perfect it. I'm just telling you about. I'm gonna perfect it. Some of y'all talking about some let the Muppets be VIP. Y'all are crazy. I'm serious. Why you like Dave Chappelle, Doc? Because he's honest. He says stuff that other folk won't. That's why. Watch this. I want y'all to record this, and this is going to free some of you. You ready? We're still deciphering whether or not we knew it was love or trauma. Number one, who do you think you were in love with? In other words, were you honest about where you were and where they were? Two, were you truly ready to be in a relationship or married? Were you truly ready to be in a relationship or married? Doc, what does ready mean? I'll give you a couple things you want to think about. How healed were you? Record this. What was your attachment style? Now that you're doing this work and you looking back on it, were you secure when you got married? Most of y'all weren't. I don't care what you say. And you can say what you want to say. The data don't lie. The data says that approximately 65 to 68% of the world's population is anxious. how the heck most of you gonna say you were secure? You weren't. Were you secure when you got married? When you got in a relationship? You probably weren't. So the $1 million question was, were you really truly ready to be in a relationship or married? And you gotta be, listen, y'all, these questions all require what, y'all? These questions that I'm giving you to think about to help you determine whether or not it's love or trauma. I could have made a chart out of this, but I honestly just didn't even really feel like writing tonight. I could have made a chart out of this, but the answers to these questions require self-awareness. Were you even really ready to be in a relationship for real? In hindsight, now that you're in this mess that you're in, that you're calling love, but it's probably trauma, be honest. Were you really ready for what you're in? Fixing it is easy, y'all. Some of you are saying, no, doc, then how do I fix it? It's easy. If self-awareness, if lack of self-awareness got you in it, self-awareness can get you out of it. Now that you know that what you're in does not align with your values, what you gonna do about it? Oh my God. Doc, how do I solve it? What do I, there's got to be a magic riddle. No, it's not. What you gonna do about it? Now that you are aware that you weren't ready for the relationship, you weren't in love with who you thought you were, you weren't even the version of you that you thought you were. Now that this awareness is to your mind and it has validated the fact that they don't align with your values, now that this awareness is in front of your face, what are you going to do about it? I'll tell you what some of you are going to do. Some of you are going to take this situation, you're going to take this information, and you're going to stay right where you are. Because you don't mind living the rest of your life fake. Doc, don't you think that's mean? Don't you think it's mean to call us fake? No, I think it's honest. I think it's honest to call you fake, knowing that you're in a situation that you have used the tool of self-awareness, the lack of alignment with your values to determine that you're in a horrible space, but you choose to stay for what? Well, all of those choices earlier, we talked about that. People, all those reasons earlier that we talked about why people choose to be bound, like your kids, money, fear, family, God, universe, Mother Earth. Y'all put all kinds of stuff in it. And many of you have this information and you still choose to stay where you are. And that makes you fake. You know why? Because you're saying one thing, you believe one thing, but you're doing something else. And the epitome of authenticity is when what you say, what you do, and what you believe are on the same page. You can't say you want a relationship of peace. You can't believe you deserve a relationship filled with peace, but you choose one that ain't giving you no peace. Oh my God. And if you choose it, that makes you fake. And some of you have lived your life fake. Some of you have lived your life so fake for so long that this message right here is so hard to process. You will get in the comments or get in your journal, or you would even think in your mind, this guy's triggering me. No, I'm not. It ain't a trigger, it's the truth. It's not a trigger, it's the truth. If you knew you weren't ready for a relationship, then how can you be in love? If you knew you weren't ready for a relationship, then how can what you are in be in love? How can that be love? You knew you weren't ready from the start. So how can you claim to be in love? It's impossible. And that just fixed 50% of y'all's problems. It's making sense? You know, some of y'all say stuff like, well, well, Doc, I knew it was legit love, Doc, because they changed me. Well, I'm glad you said that. That leads me to a third way you can evaluate this. This could almost be a two-part series, but I'm going to end it tonight because I'm not going to be here next week. Not going to be live next week. Well, they changed me, Doc. That's how I know. That leads me to a third question you can ask. If you want to evaluate whether or not this is love or trauma, how did the relationship start? How did it start? Were you connected to somebody and you felt like from the start they changed you? You feel like from the beginning they changed you? I got with them and I just changed. Some of y'all say that, and we glorify this. I got with such and such, and they just changed me, and they just made me the best version of myself. I'm here to tell you right now that is probably not love. If you being with a person changed you, and this is not going to be popular, I need you all to type in the chat in all capital letters, levels. Because y'all gonna have to use your brain to process what I'm about to say to you. This is not going to be popular. Levels. For all of you that see all of this social media content that says, my world turned upside down and my partner changed me and changed me for the better and made me the best version of myself. Let me tell you something. That situation can last for some time, but let me tell you something. That situation is a candidate for dysfunction because people should never be responsible for changing you into the best version of you. And if they are responsible for changing you to the best version of you, they can equally be responsible for making you the worst version of you. I don't want to be with nobody who is single-handedly responsible for making me the best version of me. I'll tell you what I will be. I will be with a woman who plays a role in making me a better person than I already am. Oh yeah, Doc Secure. I would love for one. You can make me a better version of what I already am. But let me tell you something. I don't want to be with nobody who makes me a better person, a better version than what I am. I wasn't good until I was with them. And now all of a sudden I'm because if they can be that, they can be responsible for that, they can be responsible for your destruction. You're not gonna see that on social media. You just see a bunch of love story. Oh my God, I met I was nothing until I met my person. I don't need you to be nothing when you meet me. I need you to be something. You don't have to be what I am, but you need to be something. I could pull out my list of 5 or 6 stuff. My list is really down to 5 or 6 things. And one of those things is I need a person who is independently something themselves. You should not want to be known as just Zeb's girl, Zeb's wife. You should have an identity of your own that is strong, that you affirm in. It doesn't have to be to the level. when we talk about success, and it doesn't have to be to the level of what I'm doing. If it is, great, but it doesn't have to be. But you should have something already that you are independently comfortable and strong in. And then being connected to me just enhances what you got. But if your identity is only locked in mine, that's dysfunction. And we preach that on social media. Oh my God. I didn't know who I was until I met my husband. I didn't know who I was until I met my wife. And you still don't. Oh my God. You still don't know who you are. You still don't know who you are. Ain't nothing changed. So when people say stuff like, oh, they changed me, they made me the best version of who I am. Yeah. 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 Doesn't work. Not in healthy situations. No. Here's a fourth and final thing you can consider. I got 11 o'clock. Y'all supporting the show? Y'all better be supporting the show, or else the subscribers are going to have a time. Y'all supporting the show? Nope, y'all not supporting. Oh, God. I hate to not have to post this for the handful of people that did support. Lord, I might have to figure out how to get them the link. I'm serious, because this is a good live. Y'all support the show, because Lord knows I hate to not have to lead this up. Listen to me. Here's a fourth question you can consider that'll help you figure out what you got going on. A fourth question you can consider that will help you figure out what you got going on is this. What is your nervous system saying? Thank you, Mia, for your support. Appreciate you. What is your nervous system saying? Uh-oh. What is your nervous system saying about this connection you're in? Are you the calmest version of yourself around your person? Doesn't mean y'all don't have problems or challenges. I'm not suggesting that. Are you the calmest version or the most anxious version? Do they bring out the relaxed you or the worried you? And listen, I'm talking to men and women. This ain't just a woman thing. I know that's what social media says. You want a man that just keeps you great. Some of us men want women that keep us at peace and calm too. My job is stressful enough. I don't need your drama and your stress. Does being around you support my desire for peace as a man? Your nervous system will tell you, is this the calmest version of you or is this the most anxious version of you? Is this the relaxed you or is this the worried you? What is this saying? And let me say, to that end on anxiousness, let me say this and I'll wrap up. To that end on anxiousness, let me say this. This is what I believe. I don't believe anxious people really desire or have the intention of being in a trauma bond. I think you can be an anxious person, and part of your anxious attachment style is really this depth. And this only anxious people people that are anxiously attached will acknowledge this and admit this out loud. You could have at your core this deep desire. Most anxious people have at their core this deep desire for longing and connection. Thus, they grasp on, right? They clasp on. Anxious people can be incredible people to be in a relationship with because the very core of their anxiousness is a need for belonging. Listen to me. The very core of their anxiousness is a need for belonging. And this can make, thank you, Cleotara, I appreciate you. The very core of their anxiousness is this need for belonging. Well, that's powerful because that need for belonging puts them in a place where they can absolutely be incredible mates, incredible partners. So anxious people don't go into these situations with the desire to be anxious. But what ends up happening is this. When an anxious person who has no intention of being bound by trauma ends up connecting to someone who has trauma, being attached to that trauma becomes even easier. Because then they go from I can love you to I can rescue you. Some of you are anxious not just because you're good people. Some of you are anxious because the depth of your need for belonging shifted from wanting to be connected to someone to once you got with them and you saw all of this trauma, that need for connectedness and belonging shifted to rescue mission. You became a lifeguard. yeah, just that just went over half of y'all's head. It's just under 600 people on all 4 of these networks. And that just went over half of y'all's head. That your anxiousness and this deep sense of desire for connectedness that sometimes shows up as codependency shifted to you becoming a rescue mission, a rescue missionary, because you were connected to somebody who had just as much trauma as you. And this is why anxious people, the flip side of anxiousness, this is why I've been on the fence, y'all. Book 6, do I do it on relationships or do I do it on healing your attachment style? And everything is telling me to go the attachment style route because I can explain how to heal anxious and avoidant attachment style in very clear ways. And let me tell you something. That's a side of the anxiousness that people don't really teach. That in your anxiousness, you become a rescue missionary. Oh my God, I can save you. You've never been in a great relationship. You've had 5 partners in the last 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, I understand your trauma. I can help you. No, Susan, no, you can't. Or Rachel, no, you can't. No, no, you can't, Rachel. No, you can't, Tyrone. Keisha. You can't do it. And that is a common trap of the anxious. That we go from this desire to want to be attached to ending up becoming people that we think can rescue and save everything, and we cannot. And when you get in that rescue mission work, let me tell you something. I'm gonna leave it with this. When you shift to become a rescue missionary, it's the last note I'm going to give you. You ultimately end up losing yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, of all the attachment styles, just the basic fundamental three. I know there are derivations of each. Secure, no derivation. Anxious, avoidant, derivations. When I look at secure and anxious and avoidant of all the and secure of all three of those attachment styles, the anxious attachment style is the one that tends to lose themselves the most. Why? Because when you get into this mission work where I'm going to rescue you, you end up compromising things like your boundaries, your expectations, your needs. You end up compromising all of those things in the name of trying to save somebody else, and you end up drowning yourself. The lifeguard becomes the drownee. And nobody becomes more lost in themselves like an anxious person. Nobody. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate your support. Does this make sense? Y'all, start with them questions. You can use those questions as journal prompts. Let me give you those questions again, because I don't know if this live is going to go up. Y'all did not support this show well, and I hate it for the handful of people that did. Let me give you 4 questions to know whether or not this is love or trauma. 1, who do you think you're in love with? 2, were you truly ready to be in a relationship or married or whatever the connection is? Were you truly ready to be in a relationship? 3, how did it start? And I failed to mention this because I didn't say it earlier. My grandmama used to say, every way you start something is how you're going to finish it. And if your relationship started in dysfunction, it's going to end in dysfunction. If both of y'all was cheating to get together, good luck with that lasting. Oh my God. The way that works, you're going to have a clean break and heal and then come back and try it again. How you start is how you finish. That's anything. And then question 3, what is your nervous system saying? What is your nervous system saying about the connection you have? And is your nervous system saying that this is is your nervous system saying this is a great situation? Is this making sense? Was this helpful tonight? Was this helpful? Did y'all support the show? I want y'all to support it so I can leave this up on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, Tammany. I hope I'm saying that right. Appreciate your support. Y'all support the show. This was a really good live. And I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very tired tonight, but we got through it. Real quick, I'm gonna run through these announcements real fast, and I'm gonna let you go. Give you guys a chance to support while I'm doing it. Coming up next, Charlotte. August the 16th, I'll be in Charlotte for the tour. Would love to see you guys there. I make plans. That team is doing a wonderful job, and I can't wait to see you there. Tomorrow, book number 5 releases. Don't Make It Happen. Let It Go. And this is book. When I say book, I mean hard copy books. I have ebooks as well. Don't Make It Happen. Let It Go. Pre-orders kick off tomorrow for the first batch of these books. This is going to be a very powerful book for those of you that have struggled to let go of anything. I think you're going to enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to challenge you, because I make it very clear that letting go is a spiritual principle. It is. Dallas. I'm coming to Dallas September the 13th. For the next tour stop after Charlotte. Those tickets go on sale tomorrow. And can't wait to see you all there. And the team in Dallas is going to be a really solid team. Don't also forget about the contest. Charlotte has a contest. You can see my page for more details. Several of the team members for Charlotte are involved in an awesome contest where they're giving away a VIP ticket and some time with me. And so take a look at the flyer that's on the screen. You can also see the flyer on my page if you want to be a part of that also. And kudos to Charlotte for doing a really good job. Let me say also, finally, my 3-hour couples intensive is very popular right now. I just put up more new dates. This is very popular, but let me say this, y'all. If you sign up for something like this with your partner, make sure y'all come to this session willing to be honest, because the only way I can help you is if you're honest with yourself. If not, you're going to waste a whole lot of money signing up for something like this. And this is a very fast way for a lot of people to get on my calendar. Yes, I am on my way to LA October the 4th. For those of you that are in California, I don't have a flyer for that yet. We'll have that out in the next week and a half or so. And hope to see all of you that are in California on the West Coast in LA on tomorrow. All right, in LA on tomorrow. And yeah, I think the deadline to submit for the contest in Charlotte is tomorrow. Tiffany sent me a message earlier. I've got to listen to it. I've been slammed, Tiffany, so I have not forgotten you, dear. I promise. So a lot going on. Remember, no subscriber live Monday, no live next Thursday. I will be on vacation. I'm leaving in a couple of hours. I ain't even going to sleep. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to jump on my Peloton, do a quick ride, shower, and get ready to grab my stuff and walk out of here. So I'll sleep when I get there. I'll sleep on the plane. But I appreciate all of your support, and I can't wait to see all of you at all of these upcoming things. All right. Thank you so much. Hope this live was helpful. Support the show if you haven't already. Peace and blessings. See you in a couple of weeks. And be on the lookout on my social media pages tomorrow. Set your alarms for everything just going off tomorrow. Ticket sales, book pre-sales. There's a lot happening. Content will be a little different this week. Shout out to Coach Sean that's helping me out with some of that as well. Appreciate all of you. Have a good night. Peace and blessings. Talk to you soon. Take care now.